It was supposed to be just another evening on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Bright lights, applause, celebrity smiles, everything scripted to entertain millions of viewers. But for Jonathan Roumie, the acclaimed actor known for his role as Jesus in The Chosen, it turned into a moment he'll never forget, one that he now says was a carefully coordinated ambush. Roumie's shocking revelation has sent ripples through Hollywood and social media alike. In a statement that has fans buzzing, he claims that the segment, framed as a light-hearted interview, was anything but spontaneous. "I walked in thinking it was a normal chat, but it quickly became clear that the questions, the stunts, and even the setup had been pre-planned," Roumie shared. The actor described feeling blindsided as certain segments unfolded, leaving him off guard in front of the live audience and millions watching from home. For those tuning in, the episode seemed like classic Fallon, charismatic, playful, and full of laughs. But behind the laughter, Roumie alleges, there was a different story. According to him, the production team had designed the interview to create awkward moments and push him into situations that felt orchestrated rather than authentic. It's a claim that has left many wondering, how often do celebrity interviews on late-night shows walk the line between entertainment and manipulation? Social media has erupted with reactions ranging from shock to support. Fans of Roumie have flooded platforms with comments praising his transparency and calling for greater awareness about the pressure celebrities face on high-profile stages. Some viewers, revisiting the clip, report noticing subtle cues that hinted at tension. Moments that now, in light of Roumie's disclosure, appear much more deliberate. Hollywood insiders say the revelation could cause serious headaches for NBC. The network is known for carefully curated appearances, where every joke, every reaction, and every segment is meticulously planned. Roumie's statement threatens to pull back the curtain on that process, raising questions about how much spontaneity in celebrity interviews is truly real. For Roumie, it wasn't just about embarrassment, it was a lesson in awareness. It's a reminder that not every smile you see is genuine, and not every question is innocent, he said. The story is now spreading fast, leaving audiences, producers, and fans alike wondering what happens when the line between entertainment and manipulation is crossed on one of the country's most watched stages. It was a crisp, ordinary evening in New York City when Jonathan Roumie arrived at the iconic Rockefeller Center, the home of The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. He was no stranger to television appearances. He had done interviews, talk shows, and press tours for The Chosen many times before, but there was a unique energy to tonight's taping. The studio buzzed with anticipation, crew members scurrying about, cameras rolling, and Fallon's signature charm radiating even before the cameras went live. Roumie, ever humble and grounded, approached the green room quietly, avoiding the chaos of the production team's last-minute preparations. "I try to stay calm before every appearance," he later said, reflecting on that night. "You can't control everything, but you can control your mindset." As he sat among the crew and other guests, the atmosphere seemed friendly and professional. Yet something felt slightly off, a tension Roumie couldn't quite put his finger on at the time. Fallon entered moments later, a whirlwind of energy as usual. His jokes were quick, his laugh infectious, and the mood light, at least on the surface. To the millions of viewers watching at home, it looked like just another star-studded episode, complete with celebrity banter, playful games, and Fallon's characteristic charisma. But behind the scenes, according to Roumie, there was an intricate orchestration in motion. Roumie later revealed that the production team had meticulously coordinated segments designed to catch him off guard. Questions were rehearsed, cues were planned, and even certain, spontaneous moments had been set up in advance. While Fallon appeared to improvise naturally, Roumie claims the entire structure was designed to test his reactions in ways he hadn't anticipated. "It was less about conversation and more about performance," Roumie explained. "I realized very quickly that this wasn't going to be a typical interview. It was going to be a controlled, staged scenario." The first moments on stage were seemingly innocent. Fallon asked Roumie about his faith, his work on The Chosen, and the challenges of portraying such an iconic figure. But subtle cues began to unsettle him. Pre-planned jokes landed in awkward timing, certain props appeared in unexpected ways, and Fallon's laughter seemed slightly exaggerated, almost as if rehearsed. The audience, clapping and cheering, had no idea of the calculated precision unfolding in front of them. By the second segment, the situation escalated. Fallon introduced a playful challenge, something that seemed harmless at first glance, but Roumie realized it had been set up to put him in a vulnerable position on live television. "They wanted to make me flustered, to see how I'd react," Roumie said. "And I had to remind myself, stay calm, Stay grounded. Don't feed into it. In a matter of minutes, what was meant to be a friendly conversation turned into a delicate balancing act, testing Roumie's patience, composure, and ability to remain authentic in a highly controlled environment. Backstage, production assistants and staff worked like a well-oiled machine, ensuring every camera angle, every lighting change, and every cue was executed flawlessly. Yet Roumie's awareness grew with each passing moment. He began to notice patterns, small gestures from Fallon, subtle timing cues, and the placement of certain props that suggested the spontaneity of the interview was an illusion. That's when it clicked, Roumie recalled. This wasn't just entertainment, it was a setup. And I was in the middle of it. Fans watching later would have seen nothing unusual, but the tension on stage was palpable. Roumie handled himself with his trademark calmness, never breaking character, never showing frustration. His poise contrasted sharply with the energy of Fallon's orchestrated antics, creating an unspoken tension that only Roumie fully understood. I had to focus on the message, on why I was there, rather than the tricks around me, he said. It became a lesson in presence, mindfulness, and integrity under pressure. The incident also sheds light on the broader culture of late-night television, where entertainment and spectacle often take precedence over genuine conversation. Sources familiar with NBC's production processes suggest that creating moments of tension, surprise, or awkwardness is a deliberate tactic to generate viral clips, social media engagement, and headline-worthy content. While audiences may see humor, charisma, and charm, the reality behind the scenes can involve meticulous planning, psychological cues, and high-stakes coordination. For Roumie, this experience has become more than just a story of an ambushed interview. It's a lesson in awareness, resilience, and navigating environments where intentions may not always be transparent. It's about staying true to yourself, he said. Even when everything around you is designed to distract, confuse, or unsettle, you have to hold on to your integrity. By the time the cameras stopped rolling, Roumie had successfully navigated the entire ambush. Yet the story didn't end there. Once the episode aired, fans began to notice subtle cues, and social media conversations erupted. Clips of his calm demeanor in the face of orchestrated chaos went viral, drawing attention not only to his performance but to the methods used by some of the biggest late-night shows in America. What was meant to be entertainment had turned into a teaching moment, a reflection on the pressures, expectations, and carefully constructed realities that celebrities face in the modern media landscape. By the time Jonathan Roumie left the studio that night, the applause and laughter of the Tonight Show audience had faded, but the tension of what had just happened lingered. Roumie knew that what transpired was more than a typical celebrity interview. It was an orchestrated ambush designed to catch him off guard, a carefully planned series of moments that had tested his composure and professionalism. Later, reflecting on the experience, Roumie shared the details publicly in an interview that sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. I realized during the taping that it wasn't just light-hearted fun, he said. Everything, the timing, the questions, even the little props, was coordinated to provoke reactions. It wasn't spontaneous. It was controlled. And I wasn't the only one who felt that. Roumie described one segment in particular that encapsulated the ambush. Fallon introduced a playful game, framed as innocent banter, but it had been rehearsed in a way that forced Roumie into awkward situations. He was asked questions that seemed casual but were clearly designed to elicit discomfort. Certain audience reactions were prearranged, with laughter cues and camera angles aimed to capture his every move. I could feel it happening in real time, Roumie explained. And I knew I had two choices, react how they wanted, or stay calm and grounded. For viewers, the difference may have seemed subtle, almost imperceptible. Roumie's serene demeanor contrasted sharply with Fallon's animated performance. But the behind-the-scenes reality was far more complex. Roumie's fans began revisiting the episode, noticing small details that now appeared staged. Fallon's pauses, the exaggerated reactions of the audience, and the placement of certain props that seemed random at first glance but were, in fact, part of a calculated plan. Social media exploded with discussions, with some viewers expressing admiration for Roumie's grace under pressure and others questioning the authenticity of the show's comedic style. Roumie didn't hold back in his revelation. He explained that these tactics are common in late-night productions, where entertainment value and viral moments often take precedence over genuine conversation. The goal is to create moments that will get clipped, shared, and talked about online, he said. Sometimes, that comes at the expense of honesty or authenticity. The conflict intensified as NBC's internal response began to leak. Sources revealed that the network was concerned about public perception after Roumie's disclosure. Executives reportedly debated how to address the situation without undermining Fallon or the show's brand. Within the industry, whispers circulated about whether celebrities now needed to prepare for interviews not just as themselves but as participants in a pre-orchestrated performance designed to provoke. Roumie's courage in speaking out highlighted a larger tension, the fine line between entertainment and manipulation in high-profile media. For Roumie, this conflict was deeply personal. He had spent years portraying a figure whose values center on integrity, humility, and calm in the face of provocation. Suddenly, he found himself navigating a real-life scenario that mirrored those lessons. "I had to remember who I am," he said. "I couldn't let their setup change me or compromise my principles. It was about holding my ground, not just for the cameras, but for myself." Fans responded immediately. Clips highlighting Roumie's composure went viral, with many praising his ability to remain unshaken in the midst of a clearly staged confrontation. Comment sections were flooded with admiration, with users calling him grace under pressure, authentic, and the epitome of professionalism. Some even compared his demeanor to scenes from his acting, noting how he embodies the calm strength he portrays on screen in real life. The controversy also sparked broader discussions about late-night television. Critics argued that while Fallon's antics are intended for entertainment, the methods used against Roumie highlighted a concerning trend in celebrity media: the prioritization of sensationalism over genuine dialogue. Producers and hosts may design situations to provoke awkward reactions or conflict, but Roumie's story reminded audiences that the person on the other side of the camera is a real human being, not just a character for public amusement. Roumie's public statements effectively shifted the narrative. What began as a playful, humorous episode became a lesson in media awareness, professionalism, and self-respect. His calm, thoughtful handling of the ambush earned him respect far beyond his existing fanbase. For many, it was a reminder that celebrity interviews are not always what they appear, and that navigating such situations requires mindfulness, integrity, and courage. By the end of the week, Roumie's exposé had become a trending topic, drawing attention from media outlets, social commentators, and fans alike. While some defended the show's approach, many applauded Roumie for shedding light on the pressure celebrities face behind the cameras. The conflict was no longer just between Roumie and Fallon. It had become a broader conversation about authenticity, respect, and the hidden mechanics of high-profile television production. In the end, Jonathan Roumie's experience on The Tonight Show serves as a cautionary tale. Even in spaces designed for entertainment, not everything is as it seems. The ambush may have been orchestrated, but Roumie's response, calm, composed, and dignified, turned the conflict into a powerful demonstration of integrity under pressure, leaving an indelible impression on viewers and industry insiders alike. The moment Jonathan Roumie's revelation about The Tonight Show ambush went public, the reaction was instantaneous and intense. Social media exploded with responses from fans, fellow actors, media analysts, and ordinary viewers. What had started as a single interview segment now became a viral conversation about authenticity, respect, and the pressures of celebrity appearances. Fans were among the first to respond. Clips of Roumie's calm demeanor during the episode circulated widely, with captions highlighting his composure in the face of what many now recognized as a deliberate ambush. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok were flooded with comments praising him for maintaining dignity under pressure. "He stayed grounded while the whole studio tried to fluster him," one user wrote. "That's true professionalism." Others drew parallels to his role in The Chosen, noting that the patience and poise he portrays on screen were reflected perfectly in real life. Meanwhile, journalists and entertainment reporters picked up the story, framing it as a broader commentary on the late-night television ecosystem. Articles questioned whether high-profile shows like Fallon's sometimes prioritize viral moments over genuine interviews. Roumie's experience sheds light on the increasingly orchestrated nature of celebrity appearances, one headline read. Another noted, "What viewers see as spontaneity may, in reality, be carefully scripted to provoke reactions and generate online buzz." Industry insiders weighed in as well. Sources familiar with NBC's production practices confirmed that segments are often pre-planned to maximize entertainment value, but few expected Roumie to publicly call out what he described as an ambush. The network reportedly faced a wave of internal concern as executives debated how to respond without escalating the situation or alienating fans. Social media commentary suggested that Roumie's candidness might prompt a re-evaluation of how guests are treated behind the scenes, particularly when segments designed to generate virality risk undermining trust and professionalism. The story also sparked debates among viewers about the ethics of late-night television. Was Fallon's approach typical industry practice, or did it cross a line? Some defended the show, arguing that playful games and humorous setups are part of the format. Others sided with Roumie, emphasizing the importance of respecting guests and ensuring that interviews remain authentic. Across platforms, the discussion highlighted a growing awareness among audiences about the fine line between entertainment and manipulation. Celebrities and colleagues of Roumie joined the conversation, expressing support. Messages of solidarity poured in from actors who have appeared on late-night shows, many recalling moments when staged antics left them flustered or uncomfortable. "I've been there," one actor tweeted. "It's harder than it looks. Respect to Jonathan for handling it with grace." Another commented, "This is a reminder that behind the cameras, the environment is often very different from what viewers see. Jonathan's composure is inspiring." The public response extended beyond admiration for Roumie's behavior. Some viewers began dissecting the episode in detail, analyzing Fallon's mannerisms, audience reactions, and subtle cues in camera angles. Fans uploaded compilations highlighting moments where Roumie appeared momentarily unsettled, emphasizing the contrast between his calmness and the orchestrated chaos around him. The discussion became not just about Roumie, but about media literacy, how audiences interpret and trust televised content. NBC and Fallon, meanwhile, faced unprecedented scrutiny. Though the network initially remained silent, entertainment outlets speculated on whether internal conversations were underway about the controversy. The story had now expanded from a single interview to a wider dialogue about television ethics, celebrity treatment, and audience expectations. For Roumie, this was a significant moment. "I didn't speak out to create drama," he explained in a follow-up statement. "I wanted people to understand that what appears spontaneous isn't always real, and that integrity and composure matter, no matter the circumstances." Perhaps most striking was the viral nature of the response. Within days, the story had reached millions worldwide, prompting hashtags, commentary threads, and countless video clips dissecting the interview. Many viewers expressed gratitude for Roumie's honesty, suggesting that his reaction provided a blueprint for navigating similar situations with grace. Others noted that his story was a cautionary tale for celebrities and media professionals alike, emphasizing that public appearances are not always what they seem. In the end, the reaction to Roumie's revelation underscored a powerful lesson. Authenticity and respect matter more than spectacle. The story of the ambush, combined with Roumie's measured response, sparked conversations that went far beyond late-night television. Audiences, fans, and media professionals alike were forced to reconsider the boundaries of entertainment, the pressures placed on celebrities, and the value of maintaining dignity under scrutiny. Roumie's experience became a talking point not just for his fans, but for the entire industry, a moment that highlighted the human side of fame, the ethical considerations of media production, and the power of composure. In a world where appearances are carefully curated, his calm, principled response served as a reminder that true professionalism is about more than charm or performance. It's about staying grounded when the cameras are rolling, no matter how orchestrated the scene may be. The story of Jonathan Roumie's Tonight Show ambush didn't just spark conversation. It erupted into a full-blown revelation that caught the entertainment world off guard. As fans, journalists, and industry insiders dissected the events, Roumie dropped more details, peeling back layers of the production that had been hidden from viewers. The clarity of his account transformed the incident from a single uncomfortable appearance into a larger exposé on how high-profile interviews are orchestrated. Roumie explained that the ambush wasn't just about awkward questions or playful pranks. It was a coordinated effort involving multiple production staff, carefully timed audience reactions, and even subtle cues meant to manipulate the pacing of the conversation. "It wasn't about entertainment for the audience, it was about creating a reaction," Roumie said. "Every element, Fallon's questions, the games, the props, was premeditated to produce tension. I realized that if I reacted in the way they expected, it would look like I lost control. If I stayed calm, I could reclaim the moment on my own terms." This revelation sent shockwaves through the fan community. Clips from the show were reanalyzed frame by frame, with viewers identifying moments that appeared staged or unnatural. Fallon's laughter, once interpreted as genuine amusement, now seemed slightly calculated. Audience reactions were scrutinized, revealing a pattern that suggested the crowd had been cued to respond in particular ways. Social media was flooded with discussions, from Twitter threads dissecting subtle gestures to YouTube videos highlighting every second of Roumie's poised demeanor. Entertainment journalists quickly picked up the story, framing it as a rare peek behind the curtain of late-night television. Headlines across platforms read, "Jonathan Roumie exposes late-night ambush, behind the scenes, how NBC orchestrates reactions," and "The Tonight Show under scrutiny after Roumie's revelation." Analysts debated whether such tactics were standard practice or a breach of trust between hosts and their guests. The consensus: while pranks and games are expected in the format, the level of orchestration Roumie described was unusually meticulous, pushing ethical boundaries. Even within the industry, reactions were swift. Fellow actors and past guests expressed solidarity with Roumie, sharing their own experiences of behind-the-scenes manipulation. "It's more common than most people think," one actor revealed. "Sometimes you're guided, subtly pressured, or nudged into reactions without even realizing it. Jonathan's courage to speak up is refreshing." Meanwhile, NBC reportedly convened internal meetings to address the controversy, weighing how to respond without escalating the situation or damaging Fallon's brand. Roumie's calm handling of the ambush became central to the narrative. While Fallon's segment was designed to provoke, Roumie's composure under scrutiny became the defining image. Fans praised his ability to remain authentic, drawing parallels to the values he portrays on screen: humility, patience, and moral integrity. Social media erupted with hashtags celebrating his professionalism, and many argued that his poise under pressure offered a model for how celebrities can navigate high-stakes media encounters without losing their sense of self. The fallout extended beyond social media. Podcasts and talk shows began featuring Roumie's story, analyzing it from multiple angles. Some commentators framed it as a lesson in media literacy, reminding audiences that televised appearances often contain layers of planning invisible to the untrained eye. Others emphasized the human element, Roumie's ability to remain grounded and dignified despite being placed in a deliberately stressful environment. His response became a case study in emotional intelligence, resilience, and the importance of staying true to one's principles, even under pressure. By the end of the week, the story had grown into a cultural moment. Roumie's revelations inspired debates not only about the ethics of late-night television but about the broader dynamics of celebrity culture. Viewers began questioning what is real versus what is staged, while industry professionals reflected on the balance between entertainment value and respect for guests. Roumie himself remained measured in his comments, emphasizing that his goal was not to attack Fallon personally, but to highlight a systemic issue: the need for integrity in media interactions. Ultimately, the reveal reinforced Roumie's public image as someone who embodies the values he portrays on screen. His calm, thoughtful approach turned a potentially humiliating situation into a moment of empowerment, not only for himself but for viewers and fellow celebrities alike. It was a rare instance where the guest, rather than the host, controlled the narrative, reshaping the perception of what truly matters in televised interviews: authenticity, respect, and composure under pressure. In the weeks following the revelation, the conversation around the ambush continued to evolve. NBC remained largely silent publicly, but internal discussions reportedly focused on ensuring future guest interactions remained fair and respectful. Roumie's story had sparked a ripple effect, influencing both the audience and the industry. What began as a single ambushed interview became a broader lesson. Even in spaces built for spectacle, integrity and dignity can prevail, leaving an impact far greater than any staged moment ever could. In the days following Jonathan Roumie's revelation about his Tonight Show experience, the story began to shift from controversy to reflection. The initial shock had settled, and both fans and industry insiders were examining the broader implications of what had occurred. Roumie's calm, measured handling of the ambush became the focal point, demonstrating that integrity and composure could turn a potentially humiliating situation into a defining moment of character. For Roumie, the aftermath was as much personal as it was public. He spent hours reflecting on the experience, analyzing not just the events on stage but his own reactions. "It was an opportunity to test myself," he said in a follow-up interview. "I had to decide whether to respond with frustration or maintain composure. I chose the latter. That choice changed the entire narrative." By doing so, Roumie not only preserved his dignity but also highlighted the distinction between outward spectacle and inner integrity, an essential lesson for anyone navigating high-pressure environments. Fans continued to rally behind him. Social media remained alive with admiration, as clips of his calmness under pressure were shared repeatedly. The response was not just about defending Roumie, it was a celebration of resilience and professionalism. Many noted that his poise under scrutiny offered a model for handling difficult or manipulative situations, whether in media, work, or personal life. Hashtags praising his integrity trended across platforms, and his story became a reference point in discussions about how public figures should navigate the complex landscape of celebrity culture. The broader entertainment industry also took notice. While NBC remained largely silent publicly, insiders revealed that the network had initiated internal discussions on best practices for guest interactions. Some producers reportedly acknowledged that overly orchestrated segments, while entertaining, could backfire if guests felt manipulated. Roumie's candid account served as a reminder that the human element, the respect, trust, and authenticity of the guest, is central to any successful interview. In essence, the ambush had inadvertently sparked a conversation about ethics, transparency, and respect within the television industry. Roumie himself remained humble in the spotlight. He emphasized that his goal was never to attack Jimmy Fallon or the show personally. "This isn't about drama or blame," he explained. "It's about awareness. It's about recognizing that what seems spontaneous on television is often highly orchestrated. And it's about showing that you can maintain integrity, no matter the pressure." His perspective resonated widely, and media outlets praised him not only for the story he told but for the manner in which he told it: calm, reasoned, and thoughtful. The resolution also included a profound lesson for audiences. Roumie's experience underscored the importance of critical media literacy, understanding that televised events may be curated, manipulated, or rehearsed to produce a desired effect. Viewers learned to appreciate the distinction between genuine interaction and orchestrated spectacle, recognizing that even the most charismatic hosts may operate within a framework designed for entertainment rather than authenticity. For many, Roumie's grace became a lens through which to view all celebrity interactions, reminding them that the person on the other side of the camera is real, with genuine emotions and responses. In interviews following the fallout, Roumie often reflected on how the experience had strengthened his sense of self. "It reinforced that integrity isn't just a principle, it's a practice," he said. "In moments of stress, you either compromise your values or you uphold them. I chose the latter, and that choice has shaped the way people now view the incident." For Roumie, the ambush became a defining chapter, not of humiliation or defeat, but of courage, professionalism, and quiet resilience. The story's resolution also extended beyond Roumie's personal experience. Discussions about the ethics of orchestrated media moments have continued, with producers, fans, and commentators weighing the balance between entertainment value and respect for guests. Roumie's example has become a touchstone for these conversations, a reminder that authenticity, composure, and ethical treatment of individuals matter far more than a fleeting viral moment. Ultimately, the aftermath of Roumie's Tonight Show experience is a story of empowerment. By handling the ambush with poise and transparency, he transformed a controlled, high-pressure scenario into an enduring lesson for fans, industry professionals, and anyone navigating challenging situations. He demonstrated that respect, patience, and integrity are not just ideals, they are actionable choices that define character in the face of manipulation or provocation. As the media frenzy gradually settled, Roumie's narrative remained a tale of calm in the storm, a testament to professionalism, and a reminder that true strength is not measured by viral moments or applause, but by the ability to remain grounded, ethical, and authentic, no matter the circumstances. His story concluded not with scandal, but with reflection, leaving audiences with a clear message: grace under pressure is the most powerful response of all. The story of Jonathan Roumie's experience on The Tonight Show doesn't end with an ambush, a viral clip, or a media frenzy. It ends with a lesson about integrity, composure, and the quiet power of humility. What began as a seemingly ordinary interview transformed into a public demonstration of professionalism under pressure, leaving an indelible mark on fans, industry insiders, and the broader conversation about media ethics. Roumie's journey that night reminds us that appearances are often deceptive. On screen, the show looked lively, playful, and spontaneous. But behind the cameras, every moment was carefully orchestrated to provoke reactions, generate laughs, and create shareable content. Many viewers assumed the interaction was natural, believing the laughter, the pauses, and even the awkward moments were spontaneous. Roumie's revelation shattered that illusion, revealing that even in spaces designed for entertainment, authenticity can be a rare and valuable commodity. What stands out is how Roumie handled it. Instead of reacting impulsively, showing frustration, or playing into the manufactured tension, he remained calm, composed, and true to himself. His poise wasn't just about public image, it was about character. While the production team aimed to create spectacle, Roumie quietly reclaimed the narrative through integrity and presence. In doing so, he demonstrated a universal truth: real power isn't about dominance or control, it's about self-mastery and respect, especially in challenging circumstances. Fans and observers alike noticed this. Social media became flooded with admiration for Roumie, with people praising his ability to remain grounded despite manipulation. Comments emphasized that what made him remarkable wasn't the fact that he appeared on a late-night show, it was the way he carried himself when everything around him seemed designed to destabilize him. His response became a lesson for everyone. Composure, dignity, and moral clarity often speak louder than drama or spectacle ever could. Roumie's experience also sparked reflection within the media industry. While NBC and Fallon's team had orchestrated the interview for entertainment value, the story highlighted an ethical line. When does planned spectacle cross into manipulation? Producers and hosts were reminded that behind the bright lights, real people are navigating these orchestrated scenarios, and respect must remain a priority. Roumie's calm, measured response became a benchmark for professionalism, showing that maintaining dignity can turn even a staged ambush into a moment of empowerment. The moral extends far beyond celebrity culture. We all encounter moments where we feel tested, ambushed, or pressured, whether at work, in school, or in personal relationships. Roumie's experience offers a template. Respond with integrity, stay grounded, and remember that composure in the face of provocation is a powerful tool. By choosing patience over reaction, humility over pride, and respect over ego, we can navigate even the most challenging situations without compromising our values. Perhaps most importantly, Roumie's story emphasizes that true strength is often invisible. It isn't about viral fame, applause, or the fleeting thrill of public recognition. It's about quiet resilience, ethical consistency, and the ability to maintain self-respect in environments designed to destabilize you. Fans who followed the story realized that the most impactful moments are often those that go unnoticed in real time. Moments like Roumie's decision to stay composed, moments that reveal character more than charisma ever could. In closing, the legacy of this incident is clear. Jonathan Roumie's encounter on The Tonight Show serves as a reminder that authenticity, respect, and integrity are timeless values. While the media may manipulate, while situations may be engineered to provoke reactions, and while appearances may deceive, your response remains within your control. That response defines you far more than any orchestrated spectacle ever could. So, the next time you feel pressured, ambushed, or tested, remember Roumie's example. Choose calm over chaos. Choose integrity over reaction. Choose humility over pride. Because in the end, the quiet strength of character echoes louder than the loudest applause or the flashiest moment on screen. If you've learned something from Jonathan Roumie's story, type integrity in the comments. Share where you're watching from, and let's celebrate every moment of calm, courage, and authenticity in our lives. Glowing star. And remember, real respect isn't demanded, it's shown. Real power isn't loud, it's silent. True influence is earned through composure, dignity, and the courage to stay grounded, no matter what the world throws at you.